Good day. My name is Ricardo Sosa, and this is a video for the DRS 2020 conference Synergy, hosted by Griffith University. My appreciation goes to the organizing committee, led by Professor Ming Chang, for their extraordinary work, especially to move this conference in an online format due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As a preamble, I would also like to acknowledge my ancestors from Mexico, whose culture was nearly exterminated by foreign and domestic colonizers of the last 5 centuries in my country of origin, Mexico. I now reside in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and so I would like to acknowledge its original inhabitants, who also continue to struggle to have their rights recognized, including equal and fair access to opportunities, like all of us who have been lucky enough to arrive here in the last 200 years. Here I am presenting a paper titled Nominal Groups, OK Boomer, a future-oriented agenda for brainstorming studies. And I have been wanting to write this paper, this topic for a while. I thank the reviewers for their comments, their questions, and the feedback. And I also look forward to your views during the conference and after the conference as well. So the story behind this work is that I've been dissatisfied with the research literature on brainstorming, especially with how many researchers and some design educators show certain animosity against group ideation in general, group brainstorming. These people often cite the many studies that have been published that claim to show evidence that creative work is more productive when working alone than working in groups. The paper essentially refutes this idea and invites you to, and I invite you to read it, whatever you may believe personally about individual or group brainstorming. So I have prepared a short video that I want to show you now that summarizes why and how the research on brainstorming has fixated on studies that ask the wrong questions and they use questionable research methods. So here it is. So the video showed why comparing individual and group brainstorming is pretty much like comparing apples and oranges. The use of nominal groups leads to a basic category mistake. It is pretty much like asking, what is the marital status of number 5? The answer is irrelevant because the question is inconsequential. The main takeaway from the paper is that the new generation of design researchers needs to come up with much better research questions when it comes to the study of creative ideation in design. And we also need to design better studies using methodologies that lead us to significant and valid theories of ideation, especially in design. Doing this will allow us to improve how we educate and how we support the work of professional designers. Now, the paper concludes by asking, then what next after we've reviewed the last 80 years of brainstorming? Other than those who use nominal groups, many studies of ideation have actually yielded very significant outcomes in the last 25 years. The paper includes more, but here are some. We do know that everyone has creative potential and that ideation methods do help augment our creativity. We know that indeed professionals do use creative methods to generate and to develop ideas, as well as to build capacities, expertise, and trust. We also know that expert designers continuously reflect and adapt their methods. Evidence has also shown that an increased number of ideas leads to better ideas, and not because of a probabilistic search mechanism going on, but because quantity allows building upon the ideas of others. Professionals also know that advanced facilitation skills make a difference. So I think we need to improve how we teach and how we study facilitation in design. The paper goes back 80 years to the origins of brainstorming. What about the future? The original guidelines of ideation deserve more attention in future studies. To me, a key takeaway is that we need to go back to the original sources. There is fascinating work from the 1950s that is still relevant today and that most people are not reading, and it shows. We also urgently need a batch of fresh research questions in this area. For example, we need to understand the effects of creative briefs, the framing of problems, incubation and priming on associative thinking, and we need better ways to examine ideation beyond short lab sessions. Cultural and neural diversities also call for a range of more inclusive ideation methods. And in the future, digital technologies can be better used to support and augment creative ideation in all of us. Finally, assuming that what we learn about creative thinking and creative collaboration opens new doors for everyone to realize their creative potential, we then need to ask ourselves, what do we do with this creativity? What do we use it for? After all, brainstorming gained traction in the corporate world of the 20th century. And it was mainly used to support a lifestyle of unsustainable manufacturing and endless consumption that we need now to change. How may future agendas for research and education transform tools such as brainstorming into tools for universal creativity to be able to tackle the big challenges of the 21st century? Kia ora, thank you everyone. That has been me, and these are my contact details. Thank you.